Today we're going to be discussing the Amberverse, the Amberlynn Reid universe, all the controversies that are going on here, and just really do a deep dive into everything from the beginning all the way to the end. This isn't a hate video, so don't go be spreading hate. Don't be going to her channel and saying mean things. This is just purely for documentary purposes. This is for educational purposes only. Amberlynn Reid is a YouTuber with over 200,000 subscribers. She's known for vlogging about her life and spreading lies, doing mukbang type content while also trying to lose weight, her relationships, and vlogging about her overall life. It's also been alleged that she has mistreated her animals, people in her relationships, has been in a scandal, as well as some other things. Amber first posted on YouTube 10 years ago with a YouTube video titled Nervous plus Awkward plus Weight Loss Vlog.
Hi, my name is Amberlynn and I wanted to start a YouTube channel for weight loss. I see a lot of videos of other people doing it and it's so motivating, and it's just something I'm really interested in doing.
And while this YouTube journey did start out as a weight loss journey, it turned into so much more.
When I was 9, I was taken from class by a cop who took me and my brothers to a children's shelter. From then on, I became a ward of the state and I was in foster care until the age of 18. My parents were drug addicts. They neglected me. I lived in a trailer that was falling apart with mold and holes. I saw my dad hit my mom more times than I can even count. In school, I was known as Fat Amber. On YouTube, I'm known as the most hated YouTuber. I don't cry for views. I don't eat for views. I live my life, although a dull one, and I just want to share it with everyone out there. I'm not a narcissist. I don't use or mooch the people around me. I get told constantly, Amberlynn, you're a liar. All you ever do is lie, lie, lie.
And that's exactly why Amber gets criticized so much, because people believe that she is a liar, with there being tons of compilations of her lying on YouTube. For example, she started out her channel as a weight loss channel and then would backtrack on it, saying that she's not a weight loss channel but is a weight loss channel, and she would just constantly do this cycle.
This channel is not a weight loss channel whatsoever. It's a as of right now, it's a vlog channel. So this is not a weight loss channel, and I just kind of want to stress that to people, that there are so many people out there struggling with weight and weight issues. They don't even take the time to try to be better. Not only is this not a weight loss channel, it's just a channel about my life. Someone said that my weight loss channel is a joke, not a weight loss channel. Not a weight loss channel. First thing is, I want to weigh myself every single day. I know a lot of people have big opinions on this, but this is just what I want to do. I want to weigh myself every day. I want to see myself fluctuate. I want to see, you know, if I gain 3 pounds one day, I want to know, what did I do the day prior? So I have done Weight Watchers quite a few times. I actually am setting myself a goal weight by a certain date. Usually when I do things like this, I always fail, but I want my channel to be focused on positivity, weight loss, health, counting calories, Weight Watchers, Weight Watchers, start Weight Watchers, intuitive eating, Weight Watchers yet again, Weight Watchers.
Is this a weight loss channel? That's a question that we need to figure out.
And then at one point in her career, she released this video titled Confessing Everything I've Lied About. Frowny face. By the way, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
I feel like I need to kind of admit to some things that I have lied about. This is really hard. I'm not a liar.
As well as people believing that she mooches off of anyone she's in a relationship with, and in fact doing mukbang style videos in order to get views. People criticized and called out Amber for her hypocrisy so much that they were able to make a lot of videos about her. And it's pretty much how some of these YouTube channels got started, with some of the channels doing over 100 videos on her and still doing videos about her till this day. Some of these channels include Zachary Michael, Kicking Geese, Michael B. Petty, but the last time he uploaded was 4 years ago, and Alex is Shook, just to name a few. And she was such a hot topic among these YouTube channels that they even hosted a AmberCon live event where they discussed why they do so many videos on her, with the main motivator being money, of course.
Here's my thoughts, because people love to come for me and say, like, oh my God, like, you're making money off of whatever, Chantel and Amberlynn being fat, XYZ, whatever. And I'm just like, okay, yes, I am. Thank you. I'm glad I got the money. I'm not mad about it. But also, y'all, Amberlynn, if she's telling the truth, makes $10,000 a month being garbage, like being literal human garbage. And you're mad that I'm making money off of her? Girl, don't come for me. Like, yes, I'm going to collect my coins because I deserve them. If Amberlynn can get her coins, I'm going to get mine too. Sorry.
And also,
I hope you'll get to monetize your channel soon because you deserve it.
And also, I got monetized at the beginning of July too.
And a lot of people believe her to be problematic and that she deserves this criticism, with YouTuber Michael B. Petty calling her a predator for getting girlfriends and living off of them.
Also, I kind of wanted to talk about this too. Do we feel like Amberlynn is low-key predatory, like a predator? I just find it very interesting how like she's managed to wrangle in these people and latch herself onto them.
And that brings us to our first relationship, Casey. Casey, who is now a transgender man, used to go by the name Cassidy. And the reason why I bring this up is because Amber made a video about Casey talking about how she was by Casey when they were in the relationship together. And this led to a response from Casey as well. Amber uploads a now deleted video that has been re-uploaded called "In an Abusive Relationship." Where she went on to explain in this monetized video what allegedly had happened to her.
My first like live-in relationship was with a girl named Cassidy. I feel very strongly about this, and I feel like it's okay for me to say her name because she's transgender now, so she's not Cassidy no longer. So I'm able to say her name because she's a once was person. Like, Cassidy is no longer here anymore, obviously. I'm not gonna say his new name because we're talking about her.
And Amber starting out this video dead naming Casey, she did receive a lot of backlash for it, with people thinking that she was transphobic, or at the very least undermining or trying to invalidate Casey's gender.
Her name was Cassidy, and it was first long distance, and I was living in Oklahoma for a bit of that time when it was long distance. By the way, she lived in Arizona, but when I first started talking to her, I was in California. But then I moved to Oklahoma, and I was going to Arizona for just a month to visit her. Like, we were in love, thoroughly in love. We were together, I want to say about a year and a half before I went there and like stayed with her for a month. So I was there for like 2 weeks, and I called my mom and I was like, oh my God, I miss you so much, because I was living with her and my grandma at the time. And on the phone, she told me, your grandma said you can't come back to Oklahoma. You can't come live with us. And I was like, what? Like, where do I go? I was really scared. I had literally nowhere to live. And Cassidy's mom was pissed because I think she knew right then and there she's going to have to take on, like, me. Because I had nowhere to go. I didn't have a job because I was in Arizona just for a month. So I didn't have a job. I didn't have anywhere to go. I had no car. I had nothing. And I just got done being in a foster care. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, because being in foster care, like, you're very, like, taken care of in a sense, Like, they always make sure you have a roof over your head and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, I'm 18. I don't know what I'm going to do. And this whole thing. But Cassie's mom let me live there, and it was a very small apartment. I'm talking, like, I think it was, like, 450 square feet. There were, like, no doors. Cassidy and I ended up having to use the living room as our bedroom. It wasn't good, but I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna live with my girlfriend. Like, we're so in love. It's like so amazing. And
Casey then goes on to explain that this was just one truth, and that she never really even heard the conversation that Amber had with her grandma. So insinuating that they don't really know if Amber was telling the truth about having to stay there or not. And that when her mom found out that Amber was going to have to stay, well, she was very mad about it.
After meeting her for the first time in July in California, she was going to come down for a month because I was going to take her to an anime convention. Stay a month, whatever. She was supposed to go back. Now, I never heard the conversation on the phone. But but this is one of the truths. One, her grandmother said she couldn't come back. I was 16 at the time. My mom was mad. We didn't have a lot of money. When she's talking about her small apartment, we didn't have a lot of money. We were poor. It didn't have a bedroom door. It was like a studio with like a wall, like breaking off the living room and bedroom. But we didn't have money. I didn't grow up with money. So that's all we could afford. So she had a 16-year-old to raise. Plus, she was just getting into my mom was just getting into a new relationship. And then all of a sudden, there's someone else that's there that she needs to make sure to feed. Yeah, it made her mad. But I fought for Amber to be there because she didn't have nowhere to go. Now, it was because of me that she stayed. My mom didn't want to. But what was wrong is her mom didn't really stand up to her own mother. But, it was whatever. I fought for her to stay. I didn't want her to be homeless. It was, I felt that was the right thing to do.
So luckily for Amber, she was able to stay out of the kindness of Casey's heart. Fast forward about 3 months, and then eventually they started fighting, and they both recall this a little bit differently, with Amber having this to say about the first time she remembers when things got physical.
She was helping me carry, I guess, laundry to the laundry room. I don't remember really what we were arguing about, but I know it must have been something really stupid, probably about the laundry, blah, blah, blah. And she was carrying her clothes, I'm pretty sure I remember, and I was like carrying mine. And then I want to say this happened, it's been like 6-7 years, so memories are kind of like fading here and there. But I do remember us being on the sidewalk, and I remember her dropping what was in her hands, and she took me by the throat and she started yelling at me.
With Casey remembering when things got physical a little bit differently.
We were up one night. I was watching something on TV, a music video, I believe. And I don't remember why we argued. I don't remember the argument. But she grabbed my arm with her nails. First time. Any physical that was negative. And I remember that clearly. It shocked me. It shocked me really, really bad.
Casey then goes on to talk about how the things she said about the laundry incident were a complete lie, and that Amber barely even did the laundry.
Now, the thing what she said with the laundry, that's a big false. Big false. Want to know how I know that? Because me and my mom would do her laundry. Me and my mom would go do laundry. She wasn't getting up to do laundry. She maybe did it a couple of times, a handful of times, probably counting on my one hand. She didn't do it all the time at all. And me dropping the bag and choking her, I never, ever did that. Ever. I mean, what's the reason for me to do that? I mean, I didn't do it. And I don't know where this story came from. I didn't do it at all.
In Amber's video, she goes on to explain how she was abused by Casey, with Amber saying that she was no longer attracted to Casey and didn't really want to do anything inappropriate, but Casey would force it upon her.
Okay, so Cassidy was very sexually strived. Like, is that even a thing? I don't know. She really thought I was attractive. She really was sexually attracted to me, and she always wanted to, like, have sex. And I stopped feeling that for her. Like, I didn't tell her that. I would just, like, make up things like, oh, I don't feel good, or, oh, I'm on my period, like, even though I wasn't. And just little things like that. And it made her fucking pissed. And she would literally sit there and beg me. At first it was like cute little begs, like, oh, come on, baby, whatever. But then as time gradually went on, it became, you're gonna fucking touch me whether you like it or not. And I was like, you can't force me. And little did I know she can. That's when she started punching me a lot. She would aim for my belly. I don't think she ever actually hit me in the face. Her favorite spot was my stomach. She would punch me really hard in my stomach. She'd punch me like around right here a lot. She would punch me on my arms. And she would continuously do it until I agreed to make love to her or have sex, whatever you want to consider it. So not only was I being physically abused, but I was pretty much being like, and this would go on. This would happen probably weekly.
But in Casey's video, Casey says that the places that Amber claimed that she was hit was actually the places that Casey was hit.
The places she said about being hit, those were on me. Those were the exact places she hit me. I was the one being abused. And I will say this, I may have laid a hand on her a few times. That was in self-defense. I didn't do it, and I damn well did not rape her. I did not rape her. Period.
Casey then goes on to explain how when his parents would leave, that Amber would push him on the bed and just start wailing on him.
One time, when my mom and Dave were out, I don't know why we argued, but I was put on the bed. She wailed on me. Beat me real bad. I remember this clear as day. Our bed was in the living room. Next to the bed was a dresser. In front of the dresser was a table. Between the table and the bed was her over me, wailing on me.
And he used to go to school with bruises all over his body, to which his friends would ask what happened. And eventually they did learn about it, as well as his mother.
I went to school with bruises up and down my arms. Bruises. My friends asked me, "What's wrong? What happened to you?" Eventually they figured it out. So every time I would come to school, upset, in tears, bruised down my arms, hands, cuts, scars. Amber again? Shrug. Didn't say anything. They figured it out. My mom figured it out later on, but I'd have to hide it from her. Why? Because I didn't want her mad. I didn't want her upset. I didn't want her to worry about me. She had so much other things to worry about.
But when Amber tells her story of the abuse, she claims that Casey's mom never even did anything about it, and that she even knew.
I remember one time particular when we weren't arguing about anything like sexual or whatever. I don't remember what the argument was. I know her mom was home. Her mom was in her room, a very small apartment, so we were like arguing in whispers, like so she couldn't hear. But I'm pretty sure she got the gist of it because Cassidy started hitting me really hard. It was probably one of the worst ever, and I was kind of just like, you know, blocking myself, or at least trying to. And Cassidy's mom came in, and all she said is, "Cassidy, what are you doing?" And then walked away. The whole time I lived there, I really hoped there was a moment where Cassidy's mom would see. I thought maybe she'd be my hero and like somehow change the way Cassidy treated me. I thought maybe, you know, her and I would become closer because she saw I was in an abusive relationship, because me and Cassidy's mom were never close. And she didn't do anything about it.
And what's even crazier is that Amber says that Casey's mom allegedly threw a glass ashtray at her, hitting her in the head.
I think what drew the line with me and Cassidy was her and her mom. This was like one of the worst nights in the world. Like, I can't even. Okay, Cassidy was mad about something. She pushed me up against the counter. She got a knife and was throwing it in my face and saying she was gonna stab me. I was like, yeah, right. Like, and then she started really hitting me like in my chest and kind of like in my boobs. And Cassidy's mom came out and blamed it all on me. And then Cassidy's mom threw this like big clear ashtray right to my head. It hurt so bad. And in that moment, I was like, why am I here? What am I doing?
And that's pretty much it when it comes to allegations on Amber's side during that video. But Casey said this never happened and that his mom never laid hands on Amber at all.
And the thing about my mom throwing a glass ashtray at her head? No. She was very disrespectful to my mom. She threw a glass cup at my mom. It's shattered on the wall. There was still a hole mark when they moved out because of that. Because of that. She was very disrespectful to my mom. My mom never did any of that. Ever. She never laid a hand on Amber. She would get mad and yell because of how disrespectful she was being, but she never laid a hand on Amber. Ever. Never did she lay a hand on her.
Casey's video would continue with him rebuttaling, saying that Amber used to go through his phone, getting people's phone numbers from Casey's phone, texting his friends, even though his friends didn't like her. And while they were dating, Amber had made out with a girl 3 different times and had also become friends with somebody named Crystal and was talking to Crystal, according to Casey, for at least a year while they were dating. Which, by the way, spoiler alerts, Amber ended up moving in with Crystal and dating her. But even before Crystal, while Casey and Amber were dating, Amber was talking to somebody else.
Before Crystal, there was another girl. Another girl. While she was with me. Her name was Paige or something. I know it was a 4-letter name. That Paige girl, I'm just going to call her Paige because that's the name I remember. That Paige girl sent her money. Sent her a Walmart gift card. She sent her things. Yeah, while she was with me. And why did she send her things? Because she made me out to be a monster. Made me look like a monster. So she thought she had to play superhero and save Amber when she didn't even know what the hell was going on. At all. Well, not one bit. And then I forgot why her and Paige broke up. Not really broke up. But like stopped talking. I think Paige got tired. Honestly. And then she met Crystal.
Casey goes on to talk about how Amber got mad because Crystal was trying to buy her an iPod Touch with low storage. And they got into an argument over it, to which she eventually made Crystal cry.
She went off on this poor girl and made her cry because Crystal asked a simple question. Do you want this X amount of gigs or the highest one? And Amber was so disrespectful about it. Crystal cried. She bought her it was over $200. Over $200 this girl is spending on Amber. That's not even with her yet.
And at one point, Casey even tried to come out to Amber as transgender, but according to Casey, Amber wasn't having it.
Now, I did try to come out to her as transgender before, and she just did not have it. She was mad about it.
And to this day, Casey says that he still has trauma from the relationship with Amber.
I was so messed up from her. I'm still messed up from this. You call my name across the room, I flinch. You raise your hand like if you're reaching something near me, but I think you're going to hit me, I flinch.
And then Casey goes on to explain how he's just mad that Amber even put this video out in the first place and that he's not trying to make Amber look bad. He's just trying to tell the truth. And also, I want to point out that during the time that she was living with Casey, that she was pretty ungrateful about it. She was making some Facebook posts that would be things that you wouldn't want to say towards somebody that literally took you in and saved you from being homeless, as Michael B. Petty points out in a video that he made.
Casey's mom was a single mother who had a 1-bedroom apartment or not a huge apartment, and they allowed this girl to live with them. And then you see the Facebook posts that she used to post about these people, about how ungrateful she was and how pissed she was they didn't appreciate her and da-da-da-da-da. Bitch, you'd have been homeless if it wasn't for them. That's the truth. You'd have been homeless or you'd have found someone else. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. I know you're hungry, but don't do it.
And when Amber was living with Casey, Amber was giving the choice of either A, going to school, or B, getting a job, to which she chose going to school. But then when she decided to move in with Crystal, guess what she did? She dropped out of school and then didn't do anything. She just lived there for free, which was also discussed during the AmberCon event with all the YouTubers coming together during that live stream event I told you about.
So when she said in her most recent video about her being proud of herself for going to college, first of all, Casey's mother made her go to school. Right. She said, get a job or go to school. So when she said she was proud of herself for that, it's like you have acknowledged that you didn't even want to go.
Yes.
Did she even graduate? It sounded to me like she did.
She went for a year and that was it.
And when she was asked if she went to college, she said yes, and that she was forced to go. But according to what we just heard, she wasn't forced. She was given a choice. She could have either went to school or got a job. And that's just how life works. You're either going to school or you're getting a job or you're going to be homeless. Or in her case, you're going to mooch off people. So
someone said, did you go to college? What for? How much are you in debt? I did go to college. I was going for my associates in criminal justice. I regret going because I was like forced to go. That's like a whole other story. And I did not want to go for criminal justice, but I went. I was talked into it, and I am over $19,000 in debt, and it's hard.
Amber would later go on to say that she used the wrong word and didn't mean the R word, and would address it by giving a poem. She would make a YouTube video reading a poem that she had written, and she would upload this poem titling it Speaking Up.
Forget making love when the love was gone. RAPE, rain and petals eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. Rain and petals eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. Rain and petals eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. My mental hygiene has been rotten and stirred.
And even to this day, people are still trying to understand why she even made that poem in the first place. With one Reddit user saying, rain and petals eavesdrop. I've been around in the girl world community for a while. Something I have never understood is what Amber was trying to get at with her infamous poem, Rain and Petals Eavesdrop. She was accusing Casey of some serious stuff, and with this poem, she said that she used the wrong word and didn't mean it. Or, I know it's Amber and she doesn't make sense, but do any of you know what she meant? Comments go on to say, like, everything she thought it would elicit sympathy, adoration, and praise. I think in the video she said she didn't mean R, she meant coerce and mispronounced it. Why do it in a poem though? Because the world needs to be aware of the literary genius that is Amberlynn Reid. This person says, girl world audience problematically latched on to the fact that Casey didn't have a piece, and many legal definitions of R necessitate specifically. So there were two sort of accusations leveled against her. One was just general skepticism about how weird her version of events were, and other was a pretty effed up hot take that female bodies can't R anyone. Amber being Amber latched onto the vocal criticism that was more easily dismissed, so she thought she would own everyone with a poetic poem of poetry, a nonsensical but deep sounding acrostic anagram for R. I used the wrong word, meaning she used the wrong word technically when she was describing her essay. That's it. That's the entire meaning of the apology and retraction. There was no retraction and there was no apology, and she never rescinded it or claimed it didn't happen, which are all ways that people describe it now, many years later. She said Casey R'd her. A weird bunch of weirdos said, nuh-uh, not possible. And then Amber said, my bad, I meant SA, in the douchiest, least relatable way possible. And then later on in a live stream, she would be seen singing the poem, and it made a lot of people think that she was mocking it.
Rain and petals eavesdrop.
And her doing that on a live stream led to a lot of people not trusting her anymore, as well as her going back on saying that Casey R'd her, but instead just saying that she was just SA'd. And that's pretty much the full story of Amber's first relationship that we know of. And as you might have heard throughout the videos between the two of them, she ended up moving on and dating Crystal. Crystal would make her first appearance on Amber's YouTube channel with Amber's 7th YouTube video that she uploaded. And anytime Crystal was shown on camera, she would seem very shy and uncomfortable to be on camera in the first place.
Currently watching The Voice, one of my favorite shows, Evs. No,
In around April 2014, she would upload a video called Girlfriend Tag, where she would have Crystal ask her questions. And I feel like this video really shows the dynamics between the two very well. And it's important to note that Amber didn't have a job, and she didn't have a job when she moved there as well, so she didn't have money to get there. Crystal's parents had to pay for everything in order for Amber to move in with Crystal in the first place. And then when Amber was living there, Crystal's parents took care of her, gave her money for food, gave her money to spend. Amber had it made, and she continued to mooch as long as she could. And this is really the beginning of Amber's YouTube cycle. And someone made this nice little chart here there that explains it pretty well. She starts out her YouTube cycle in a redemption where she wants to do weight losses. She'll start planning out her weight losses, doing weigh-ins, and everything's going great. Attempts at physical exercises, meal prep, and planning, and acts as if this is indeed a weight loss channel. Because remember, in the beginning, she wanted it to be a weight loss channel, but as she failed at losing weight and kept going through this vicious cycle where she would lose a little bit of weight and then come back into gaining weight again, she would continue to try different avenues of content such as vlogging or trying on clothes. And then we would move over into a different content style once she started failing at losing the weight. They call it the ignorance phase. Trips to Walmart, Target, running errands.
That's called a long day at work.
Going out to eat. She begins to not mention her weight loss goals and plans at all. She starts doing clickbait titles, storytime videos, girlfriend tag videos, and overall 10-minute plus videos of nothing. And then that brings us to the third cycle of Amberlynn Reid. In this YouTube content cycle, she would begin to do fast food / junk food mukbangs.
So the topic for today is mukbangs and weight loss. This is like such a big thing.
Addressing the haters in the comments. Weight loss goals finally addressed. She has abandoned them. Haters blamed for weight gain / tragedy. Her attitude / giving up disease. I have a binge eating disorder. Shopping goes into overdrive. I'm just being honest / completely raw / healthy with you guys. Continues eating a huge amount of garbage. And then finally, the fourth phase, manipulation, where she starts crying a lot in her videos.
I've also been crying while eating. Hi. Like, I'm wearing the same thing I was wearing yesterday. Like, I did have makeup. Like, I have cried it all off completely. I can't stop crying.
I can't do this. I don't know how I let this happen. Misleading titles suggesting accountability. Takes zero accountability. Claims of needing to take some me time. My depression / anxiety binge eating past. I'm so grateful for girlfriend / supporters YouTube, and then the YouTube hiatus. And then eventually we come back around to number 1 again. So just keep in mind that while she's going through these relationships, all of this is happening at the same time as well. She's trying to lose weight, but then she goes through these cycles where she goes through ignorance, and then she starts doing mukbang videos, and then she just has a total meltdown. And then once her YouTube hiatus is over, she starts the cycle over again. Now let's get back to the Crystal relationship. While she was living with Crystal, she was criticized for not having a job. And I can only assume that she enjoyed mooching off of Crystal's parents because this allowed her to do whatever she wanted and also pursue YouTube without having to work a job. And when people started criticizing her for not having a job, she did address this criticism in a YouTube video.
I really truly want a job, but I cannot get one because I do not have a car, I do not have a license, and I do not have transportation. And unfortunately, where I live, they do not have buses. I'm used to having buses and stuff like that, but they don't have buses here. And so I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that I don't not have a job because I'm lazy or because I just don't want one or anything like that. I want a job more than you'd imagine. You can ask my girlfriend, you can ask anybody, but I do not have transportation. My girlfriend doesn't have a car. I don't have a car. We do not drive. The only people in this house who have a car is my girlfriend's parents, but they work every single day besides on the weekends.
Well, with them not working on the weekends, Amber should have definitely been able to get her license and then use their vehicle, or Crystal too. I don't know the dynamics there, but they should have been able to get her license so she could have went out and got a job. I feel like Amber just didn't try hard enough in this situation because, you know, she had it made. Why would she? Why would she want to take responsibility when she has all these excuses so she can just do what she wants to do? You know, it's easier to do what you want to do rather than take responsibility and go through that pain.
And they use their car. They drive hours away just to work, which that's inspiring all in itself. But I just wanted to let you guys know that right now in my life, I am not capable of getting a job because of transportation. Work at home jobs, I would not be able to do because the internet on my laptop is horrific. and my laptop is very slow. Jobs wouldn't approve me anyways for that. I've tried before, and most of them you have to pay, and my girlfriend's parents already told me that they're not willing to do that because they have seen a lot of scams with stuff like that, which is totally understandable. So I just kind of wanted to, you know, make that clear and tell you guys that please stop telling me I should get a job.
And I just want to make it clear that while she was living there, she didn't have a job for 4 years, and she was receiving an allowance of $1,400. And people knew this because she made a Tumblr post stating, "I used to get over $1,400 a month from Crystal's parents doing absolutely nothing." She would then go on to say in that post that she shopped all the time and went out to eat, and she would even upload YouTube videos of her showing off all her perfumes and little accessories that she bought. She was living the good life. And it also makes you wonder why she didn't use some of that money to help her get a laptop so that way she could work. She just had an excuse for everything, and people began to see that. They began to see the patterns, and that's why she started to garner a lot of hate and criticism. But it's okay, because she would later on make a video explaining that she felt really bad about it.
I felt so guilty about my life in Virginia. I lived with my ex-girlfriend for almost 4 years without a job, and I lived off of her parents, and I got a lot of beef because of that online.
No, yeah, spoiler alert, they ended up breaking up, and Amber just ended up living there while the parents supported her. And from what I've read, Crystal wanted to break up with her a year prior to when she actually did it, but she just didn't have the courage to do it. And that the main reason being because Amber took over her home and just took over everything. She just took over Crystal's life, and Crystal didn't like that. Which Amber would go on to post a YouTube video about her breakup, titling it "Going Through a Breakup, Brownie Face."
We were trying to work it out for about 2 weeks. We didn't tell anybody. We just kept everything private completely. And on April 1st, everything kind of blew up into smoke. We decided to break up. I never felt so heartbroken in my life because I love Crystal more than I have ever loved anybody in my whole life. First thought that a lot of people thought was that I'd be moving, and a lot of people cried because they didn't want me to move, and eye-opening how much people care for me here and how I'm loved and wanted. I don't know how some people guessed it. I really have no idea. And there's so many times where I look at her and I just want to hold her and hug her and tell her how much I love her.
And I also want to bring up that Amber has a lot of animal abuse allegations as well. And one of those allegations began when she was in a relationship with Crystal. She uploaded this YouTube video called Animal Abuse, where she was questioning the people that were leaving comments saying that she was an animal abuser because she let her dog Monkey get overweight.
A lot of people think they know about my dog when they don't. And by a lot of people, I really only mean one. My dog Monkey is, yes, overweight, obese, but he's happy and he's healthy. We've actually taken him to the vet quite a few times because before we got him, he got fixed. And the vet did say that our dog will be gaining weight because he did get fixed. And so we took him back a couple months later because he did gain about 5 to 10 pounds. And Monks, why are you playing with sticks all the time? He loves sticks. But so we took him, and they said that it is completely normal.
Now we move on to the Destiny era, which she met Destiny while she was still living with Crystal, much like the last relationship where she was living with Casey and found Crystal. And Destiny was like the complete opposite of Crystal. She was outgoing, she was funny and goofy. In the beginning, people loved her in her vlogs because she was goofy and funny.
She doesn't even look like herself.
Damn, there's a booger right there. That's not coming off.
Oh my god,
That's
Destiny,
not a
you're
booger.
so gross.
Why are you so gross?
Scrape mark.
Oh, tell everybody what today is.
6 months
6 months what?
of being with you.
How has it been?
fantastic.
Promise.
Yep.
But that changes over time, and we'll get to that. So she started dating Destiny online, and they never have met. And the first time they ever even met is when Destiny's grandmother and Destiny drove from Florida all the way to Virginia to pick her up, which to me, that's pretty insane. That's taking a huge leap of faith.
Hello, everybody. Today is the day. Can you guys guess what today is? I meet Destiny today for the very first time. Right now it's 2 p.m., which is the time she was supposed to be here, but there was a big change of plans, so she's not going to be here till probably around 1 a.m. tonight. It's going to take her 8 hours to get here. I'm so grateful for her willing to come get me. Just a quick update while I'm alone because I feel way too shy to be vlogging in front of other people. Destiny is currently in the shower and things are so amazing. I can't even put it into words how perfect this is. Like, she makes me so freaking happy. Something funny happened. My first impression of meeting a few of her family members, I completely fell in the mud. My finger went into dog poop and it was just this whole embarrassing thing. Like, I am so grateful I made this choice. Me and Destiny connect and we have such chemistry with each other. It's freaking amazing.
And as you'll see throughout this video, it's pretty common for Amber to make content out of her relationships, where she'll usually post an introductory video to the person that she starts dating, with this one labeled "I'm with Destiny." And it was literally just a couple days after where Destiny already added Amber to her bank account.
What are we doing right now?
We're adding you onto my bank account. Things getting serious.
Which was probably a bad idea because Amber didn't have a job and they ended up having to pawn some of their stuff just to get money for rent and bills and things like that.
Where are we going?
To a pawn shop.
Why?
Because we're gonna see if we can sell my smartwatch.
Destiny went to the pawn shop, sold her little thingy-majigger. Now Jessica, which is our roommate, is in a different pawn shop trying to sell like a stereo PS3, I think.
While living with Destiny, Amber learned how taxes worked, making this post on Tumblr saying, "I just learned a lot about life right now. Destiny pays $45 a month for people with SSI. She pays $10 a month for people with Medicare, and she pays $80 a month for federal taxes. I'm gonna have to pay for these things too. I'm literally in shock that we pay for other people to not work," which is pretty funny coming from her, considering the fact that she lived with Crystal for 4 years without working. And now all of a sudden, because she's gonna have to get a job, she cares. And this is also when some more animal abuse allegations came forward, with a theory that was spinning around in the Amberverse. Just a couple days after they moved in together, Amber did an apartment tour showing off a cat. And this cat was Destiny's cat named Gracie May.
I want to introduce you guys to somebody. Oh yeah. Her name is Gracie May. This is Destiny's cat, and now my cat. It's our little baby.
And then sometime after, she uploaded another video talking about how she accidentally let the cat run outside.
I don't want to admit this, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all the truth. Earlier, I was letting Leia out, the puppy. I had the door open, and I swear to God, a giant ass spider hopped into the living room. I was like, oh my God, what do I do? And Leia was already outside. I didn't have a leash on her because we're trying to teach her how to stay near us without a leash so we don't have to worry about the leash. How am I gonna get Leia? But then how am I gonna get the big ass spider that just hopped in the living room? I didn't know what to do, so I ignored the spider for half of a second. And I hurried and grabbed Leia. And then all of a sudden, Gracie, my cat, well, Destiny's cat, but my cat now, she goes booking it outside, running like a ninja. Oh my God. I threw Leia down as fast as possible, and I ran out that door like the speed of friggin' lightning. Gracie's okay. She's in the house. Leia's okay. She's in the house.
And then the next day, she announces that Gracie the cat had disappeared.
Our cat got out last night. Not when she got out from me, because I caught her and catched her. We're thinking she wanted to do it in her next opportunity, and she did. We're thinking our friend Jessica didn't notice, but Gracie ran away, and now we're gonna try to find her.
In the same day, for whatever reason, Amber decided to just record Destiny's turmoil the whole time. She was feeling sad about it and making flyers and going out to try to find this cat and posting these flyers everywhere they could.
Don't be sad. We'll find her. And if we don't, I'm hoping she's in like a good place. Because there are people out there who take cats, you find them and they'll take care of them.
But she hasn't hurt my name on her.
I know. Well, look it. We got our new couch. What do you think of it?
I love our couch.
It's red.
I'm making flyers.
For Gracie.
For Gracie.
Gracie May. We went to Walmart and we printed out 5 pictures of her, or 10 pictures of her. How many more do you have to make?
4 more.
How are you feeling right now?
Sore and upset.
Where are you sore at?
Right here. It hurts to even move it.
There's our couch, by the way. It is so cute. I'm liking it. We're putting up the first flyer for Gracie May. And we're gonna do it next to the mailbox because I think that makes the most sense. And we have 9 others to do.
I don't know about you, but if my significant other was going through something like their cat running away, I would not be recording it. And then just one day after, Amber made a vlog having a fundraiser for getting a new cat named Wasabi.
I'm sure you guys could figure out that Wasabi Fun means we are getting a kitten. The reason why I call it the Wasabi Fun is because for years and years now, I have wanted my own cat of my own that I adopted myself, and I really, really, really wanted to name it Wasabi. I did see a cat today that I really, really liked. Something just didn't seem right with it, plus the adoption agency was taking too long to get back, and I was just like, you know what, it's just not worth it.
And then the next video that she posted would be her showing off Wasabi, the new cat that she just got.
Look! Oh my god!
Look at his mustache.
He has a mustache!
He's named after Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin. And he's gonna be a long-haired cat. I want a long-haired cat. Look how cute he is! I just can't get enough of him.
And what people were speculating because of how the events unfolded was that Amber got rid of Destiny's cat on purpose because they couldn't have more than 2 cats in the apartment building. And 1 year ago, Amber actually makes a video addressing this in a hour-long video. It's like halfway through or somewhere hidden in there. But I found it, and this is what she had to say about the whole thing.
There's another rumor that I need to dispose of. Absolutely not true. People said that I like had a Wasabi fund. I did. I think I had maybe $10 for a cat. That's it. And people are saying that like I had this whole Wasabi fund, so I got rid of Gracie because I had enough money for a cat. Absolutely not. So after Gracie went missing, we went searching and we searched for a while, and Destiny brought up to me, let's get you a cat. I was actually quite shocked, gotta admit. It actually meant a lot. And I made sure to talk to her. I was like, but what about Gracie? How do you feel because Gracie? Like, I made sure to put her feelings first. And she was like, no, that's fine. Destiny needed that cat. Destiny needed that cat. And we decided together to get a cat together. And this whole rumor that I let Gracie out on purpose is just absolutely disgusting. Like, it's like repulsive almost. Because I loved Gracie very, very much. Probably one of the sweetest cats in the whole world. Truthfully, hands down. So that rumor is just ridiculous. And it's just another thing for people to try to like control, narrate. It's just another rumor for you guys to create and just have fun with. But you have to realize that there's real feelings and real people involved. Sorry, but that rumor is not true.
So there you have it. That's her response to the accusations of the people. It would then be 5 months later when Amber and Destiny decide that they're going to get a dog and a cat. They get a dog named Twinkie Star.
And a lot of you are asking about Twinkie Star.
And a cat named Scarlet. And a lot of people were wondering where the cat had been because she wasn't showing it in her vlogs anymore. And it turned out that she had to get rid of the cat because they could only have up to 2 animals in the apartment.
But the reason why we had to get rid of Scarlet is because our apartment complex only allows us to have 2 pets. I was like, oh, okay, like, cool.
Sometime later, Amber and Destiny would be seen handling their animals in a pretty disgusting way.
This one was not an easy child. No bite. Oh! The authorities. Get over little Marissa. She's Maria. Let go of him. Jesus Christ, that was like... No, baby, because the dog's back there. No,
And the whole time they're just laughing about it. And people in the comments of this video had this to say about it. Why are she hitting the dog with the Swiffer and smacking it in the face and then later swinging the cat around with all its weight and its arms and paws? That's a horrible way to treat your animals, really bad. I used to support you until I saw the way you treated your animals in this video. I will do everything I can to take you off YouTube. You're horrible. You don't treat animals that way. And this was just another thing that was adding to the growing hate for Amberlynn Reid. It was in sometime after that Amber got another kitten named Rarity. Now let me remind you that they were only allowed to have two animals in this apartment, but from the looks of it, she had 3 animals living in her apartment when she was only supposed to have 2. And she says that she found this cat outside in the cold and that her neighbor had put cats outside and she picked up this one because I guess it's the only one that she saw, and left the other kittens out after she discovered that they were out. And eventually the neighbor that let the cats out brought the cats back in because she realized it was really cold outside.
Our neighbor had a ton of kittens and she just threw them outside, and she was like, I hope someone takes them, blah, blah, blah. And last night it was raining and it was cold, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a little kitten outside. So I took the cat, and I was like, trust me, ask Destiny. I was back and forth. I was like, I'm taking someone else's animal. I should not be taking someone else's animal. But it's cold outside, and this cat was kind of hungry, and it's shivering, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Found out she's a girl. And then when I woke up today, I knocked on my neighbor's door, and I was like, your kitten. She's like, I'm trying to get rid of her. And I was like, oh, hi, I'll take her. I don't want to see a little baby like this just out there in the cold.
People then began calling her an animal hoarder, to which she made a response video to all the people calling her out on this, titling it, I'm an animal hoarder.
Hey guys, so I feel like it's not even fair that I have to film this video, but I'm gonna film it anyways.
And people were really concerned with why she left the other kittens out there. Why didn't she get them all? Why did she only get one?
Wondering what happened to the other kittens, yada, yada, yada. Thank the Lord, my neighbor actually put those kittens back in her home, and because she realized it was too cold outside after I got done talking to her that morning after I found the one kitten. And I'm gonna let you guys know, no, I would have not taken those kittens to a shelter, because everywhere around me within radius of like 50 miles, every shelter is a kill shelter. And I want to warn you guys right now that there are shelters who will not say they're kill shelters, and they are. And to me, that is worrisome. And it puts me in a rock and a hard place. Do I leave the kittens out here to become outside cats who they might actually enjoy it? Or do I take them to a shelter where there's a 99.9% chance they're going to get killed? Sometimes I just don't know what to do. And you can call animal rescue, but they'll do the exact same thing I would have done or could have done, taking them to the kill shelter. And I did not want to do that. I didn't know what to do. And so that's why when I found the little kitten, it was only really her around. And there was a few bigger cats who were used to being outside, who love being outside. So I just left them be because I'm used to them being outside cats.
Forward some time to where Amber uploads a video called 16 Crappy Things I Did in 2016, where she's become comfortable enough to let us all know that she used to leave her animals at home for a very long time.
This one is serious. This is when I had the government job. I would leave my poor babies home alone without me. And what I mean by that is my dog and my cats were home without me for like 12 hours, sometimes even more than that. That's fucking shitty and disgusting, and I hate myself for it. But I'm moving forward. I'm here with them now, and I love them all so much.
When Destiny and Amber were dating, they were in their 20s, and it came to light that they were hanging out with a 15-year-old. Remember this girl from when they were mistreating animals? Yeah, she was 15. And people found this concerning, especially since Destiny and Amber were talking about openly in front of her, as well as touching and kissing each other. Amber even uploaded a video called with lesbians with Libby in the video.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And the last question I'm going to answer is, how do lesbians have sex? To the person who asked that question, you're funny. Because, I mean, should I really answer? I mean, no. That's TMI. Well, I'm just going to say this, like, that's like, no, that's not a good example. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Every couple is different. Everyone likes different things. And I'm just going to say, this doesn't mean this is what I do, or it doesn't mean this is what me and Destiny does, or whatever. But these are the things that lesbian couples can do if they wanted to. There is scissoring, which I'm sure you guys know what that is. There, you can finger, rub the... There is oral sex.
There's tribbing, but there's a difference between scissoring and tribbing.
What's trimming?
Tribbing.
What's tribbing?
Okay, hold on.
You're not even a lesbian, and you know this. Like, what?
Okay, hold on. There's a difference.
She's gonna explain.
Okay.
What is tribbing? What are you doing?
My sunflower seeds spilled over here.
Oh,
they're all they're all like. I'm gonna like put these in the garbage cup. Okay.
Okay.
Scissoring is like two lesbians like against. Like that's
you don't
what
have
that
to
is.
get like in depth.
Okay, I'm sorry. Vag against vag.
Okay.
That's scissoring. But tribbing is not necessarily like vag against vag. It can be like vag against like your leg or like your arm or something.
Oh, that's nice stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what that is. There's tribbing. And then some people like the butt to be fondled with. Who asked this question?
Your nip-nops.
You know, your boobies. And then a lot of lesbians, not me though, I will tell you this now, likes toys. I feel like if your relationship isn't spicy enough, I feel like... Stop! I feel like if your relationship is not spicy enough, or maybe someone ain't doing that good, toys are a good thing. But me and Destiny don't need them. I'm done.
And then there was one occasion when Amber decided to vlog themselves going into the bathroom when Libby was taking a shower.
Libby, get out of the shower. What the why do you keep telling me like 3 times?
I physically can't with you. I was trying to sneak in here, but you had to notice.
And then on another occasion, it looked very much like they allowed Libby to allegedly drink alcohol, and she even looked visibly drunk.
You want to tell everyone everything that we have here?
Okay,
You can hold it and show them.
All right. So
Practicing for your YouTube channel.
we have black olives. We have refried Oh shit. I'm eating my long john.
What's a long john?
It's like a big long ass donut. My fingers are too big for olives.
Yeah. When I was a little girl, they didn't split.
I'll split for you. Shut up. It felt really spring breaky to me, like as a first day of spring break, like a first official day.
Yes.
You forgot the hair flip.
Yes. Can you stop with the ketchup?
No.
I'm about to put it in your face.
I'm gonna ban
That's what she said.
I'm fixing to quit.
Oh, that was so in my ear.
And even more concerning is that Destiny said that Amber admitted to wanting to be a P word towards an actor, Darlene, on the TV show Roseanne.
We just watched some Roseanne.
True that.
Did you like the episode?
Yeah, it was good.
Tell them what you think of Darlene.
She's bae. I love Darlene.
She said she'd be a towards Darlene.
I did not say that.
Let her lie.
Darlene is 15. What? what, 16 in the episode we're watching?
Amber and Destiny also loved going to Walmart and using their mobility scooters, and they thought it would be a good idea to go and have a race with their 15-year-old friend in the Walmart parking lot.
You're winning! We're racing literally right now. We just left Destiny hardcore. We did. It was like, okay, you pay for this, we're gonna leave. Bye.
So she was over here abusing her privilege to use these scooters, and instead of using them for what they're intended for, she was using them to race with. And if somebody would have walked into that store and there wasn't any scooters available, well, I guess you would have to go in the parking lot and find Amber racing them that night. And on top of that, she says, F you, Walmart, which, no F Walmart. Don't bring Walmart into this. They gave you some scooters to use, you know? They're helping you out. They got food for you. Why are you hating on Walmart? But this also led to her having to issue an apology for it.
You, Walmart. I want you guys to know, like, I felt kind of weird last night. I did say fuck you, Walmart, in my vlog last night, and my personality is very, you know, just, I don't know, you guys would have to know me in person to understand that. Like, I legitimately don't mean fuck you, Walmart. I was totally joking. I kind of just wanted to clarify. I shouldn't have to, but a lot of people take things personally, which I understand.
And at one point in Amber's relationship with Destiny, she did get a job. She got a job with Destiny. Destiny got her on doing residence work where they would go and take care of old people at old people homes. But that wasn't going to stop Amber from vlogging, because she would often vlog at work and record people that didn't want to be on camera.
Right now, I'm currently at work. I'm getting a resident ready for bed. She's in the restroom right now. What are you doing? What are you doing with all those things? What are you doing with all those bags? Just put them back in the trash, okay? See, with some residents, they have to do certain things by themselves. With this one, I helped her get dressed and stuff like that, but I can't help her in the bathroom. But anyways, that's not what I was trying to say. Today's been just like a hectic day at work, and
I'm not going to show the people that she recorded, but she was recording the people that didn't want to be on camera, and as well as their kids. But then apparently there was a video where she said that somebody was being creepy because they were recording her while she was at the vet's office. And that's a little hypocritical, because as we know, Amber is a public vlogger and she vlogs everywhere she goes. That's how she makes her money. But I couldn't find the actual video on this, but I could find where Michael B. Petty was responding to it.
I just think it's just the height of hypocrisy that now if someone films in public, it's illegal now. When that is her entire brand, is filming people without their consent in nursing homes, people's children, in Walmarts, at Casa Grande. I mean, hell, an entire meme was born out of you filming people without their knowledge in public. Right? The entire beanbag in a hurry meme was created, joke, everything was created out of you filming people without their consent. So I just think that it's really interesting to me how now when that happens to you, a public vlogger, a vlogger that goes into public is now going to cry boo. It's ridiculous.
And then there was the one time that Destiny said the N-word and Amber uploaded it to YouTube.
Jesus Christ is my
People in the comments had this to say, saying, excuse me, Jesus, my what? No, ma'am, that wasn't even funny, and you keeping it in the vlog tells me something. And Amber went on to defend herself by saying this. I apologize if this offended you. Like, I seriously, deeply apologize. I have a lot of family members, cousins and uncles who are African American, and they call me that all the time. And that's not the only thing she's done. In one of her live streams, somebody donated saying, will you address the foul language you were using on a Tumblr in 2015? Your racist language you used is so disappointing, and I haven't seen you address it. And what they were actually referring to was a Tumblr post that said this. Whenever I tell someone I drink diet soda, they always say it's worse for me than regular soda. No, N-word. I'd rather not have all that dang sugar in my body from one soda. And then there was one time she said this, to which a lot of people started making TikTok duets out of it.
black on black on black on black. Oh, of course you When did I become such a blackie? Don't say that. Wait, what do you mean? That doesn't sound good. That's like emo.
Destiny and Amber dated for about 2 years before they broke up. And it was actually Destiny that broke up with Amber because Destiny found somebody else. And that somebody else was actually somebody that Destiny and Amber worked with. And of course, Amber posted a video on this talking about her breakup called We Broke Up.
On January 13th, ironically enough, it was actually Friday the 13th, Destiny broke up with me. Since then, I have filmed videos. I've put on fake smiles. I have cried every single time I shut off the camera. I have screamed in my pillows. I have questioned if I am worth anything.
And then fast forward a little bit, and she eventually gets with somebody named Becky, which, as she usually does, uploaded a video called Meet My Girlfriend.
This is her. I'm filming.
No, you're not.
Yeah, it's going.
But
7 seconds.
It's not gonna be a video.
What is with my hair?
I don't know.
Hey guys, so I did not vlog at all yesterday. This is the first time I've ever vlogged in front of you. Do you realize this?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of suspicion around Becky and Amber dating because a lot of people are speculating that Amber didn't really love Becky, and one of the reasons is because of how she introduced Becky.
So the reason why I didn't vlog yesterday is because we went to see... Okay, by the way, her name is Becky. I know a lot of you like figure that out. I don't know how, but yeah, her name is Becky. So if you guys want to know, that's my girlfriend's name.
People were comparing how she introduced Becky versus Destiny. With Destiny, she was all excited and happy to show Destiny and tell everybody that they were together. And when she introduced Becky, she forgot to even mention her name. And maybe that she was just trying to get out of a situation where she was still living with Destiny, and she found an out by moving in with Becky. Because remember, Becky and Destiny were no longer together, and she was dating somebody that they both worked with, and they were all still hanging out together, which is something I definitely wouldn't want to do. I can imagine living with your ex being very difficult. And while Amber and Becky were dating, she was still buying gifts for Destiny, and there was people comparing the gifts that Amber was buying Destiny and Becky, and it was clear that Amber was buying better gifts for Destiny still. I don't know about you, but if I was dating somebody, I would be getting the person I'm dating the best gift possible, and I wouldn't even be talking to my ex. I feel like that's disrespectful. And a lot of people believe that Destiny cheated on Amber with her new girlfriend, Dana. And that's because Destiny got with Dana 17 days after Amber and her broke up, to which Amber had this to say about it.
The fact that Destiny already found someone else is hard for me. It really is. And we still have a really good friendship though. And I don't want to jeopardize that by like, I don't know. I just don't want to jeopardize that. And I want people to know that no, Destiny did not cheat on me. She was not talking to this girl while we were together like that. Not at all. We were actually all friends. So it's definitely ironic that that's happened, but it is what it is.
And if all my facts are correct and she was still living with Destiny at this time, and when she made this video, then it makes sense to me that she didn't want to say anything bad or whatever, because she was still living with her and possibly still in love with her, as she would later on say. And I do the air quotes like that because that's basically what Amber says in a video that she posts 1 month after their breakup, where she titled it "Get Drunk With Me."
How do I forget these? Oh, if Destiny wanted me back, would I take her? In a heartbeat, because she's literally my everything, and I feel like she'll always be my everything, because I'm an unhealthy fucking bitch, and I don't really know. Like, she's doing me wrong. I don't tell people. It's not something I want to talk about, but I feel like I've done wrong. Like, she's doing me wrong. And I feel like it's whatever though, you know? You need to get the fuck over it. Like, that's just what I keep telling myself. Nothing's gonna change. Like, she got a new boo on her arm. I'm good.
And that part where she said she's doing me wrong, I don't tell, makes me think a little bit like, okay, maybe she cheated or there's something going on here that we weren't told, but it makes you think. It makes you wonder what really happened. And what's even crazier, for the first 1.5 years that she was dating Becky, Amber admits that she was still in love with Destiny, and she says this in a video.
Why do people assume you're still in love with Destiny? Okay, so we're gonna do a little tea spilling here, and Destiny doesn't even know this, so I'm sure you guys will message her. So when I first got with Becky, I was very open about everything that I was feeling, what I've been through. That's just the type of person I am. I'm very transparent, especially if I'm fixing to be in a relationship. I want to say probably upwards to a year and a half after Destiny and I broke up, I was still in love with her. I was able to separate that though from the love that I felt for Becky. I was also in love with Becky. And I know there's like this like thing where people like, you can't be in love with two people at once. You can.
And when Amber announces that she got engaged to Becky, she just casually says it in a video like it's not a big deal. It's whatever. I'm just, you know, announcing that I'm getting married to the love of my life, and it's, you know, it's a whatever thing.
To a new video. So we're just gonna do some makeup, and I'm not a makeup guru. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna go for it, do as I do. And we're just gonna chit chat. So first thing we're using is Hard Candy Sheer Envy Stick It to Pores. This is a pore primer stick. So, hello, I'm engaged. So that is an actual situation. I am shook to the core. It was so special, and it was totally Becky, the way she asked me. We're keeping that private for now. There are a few people who know, you know, close people, but oh my God, I love her so much.
And I guess it took a whole 4 months for Becky to realize that she made a huge mistake. So she decided to break up with Amber, and Amber didn't like that because from here on out, Amber would be pretty mean to Becky. In fact, there's compilations on YouTube all about Amber being rude to Becky.
I guess I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. We have broke up. It happened Sunday.
And personally, I just think that she just didn't like Becky, but she felt like she was trapped and had nowhere else to go because she was trying to get out of this situation with Destiny and having to watch Destiny and her relationship. I feel like she just wanted to get out of there. So she saw Becky as an scapegoat, moved in with Becky, and turned out that she didn't really like Becky that much. And I say trapped because that's the word Amber used when she was asked why she was going to marry Becky if she didn't love her.
You weren't in love with her and you said yes. You accept the love that you think that you deserve. And I literally like felt like I was like trapped in a way.
And then in one video, Amber would tell Becky that she should feel like crap because she broke her heart.
She proposed to me and we were in love and we had some of our future planned. So yeah, she should feel like fucking utter shit for breaking my heart.
And then in another video, she would say that they fell out of love years ago.
He and Amber had broken up emotionally a long time ago. Rosie, you couldn't have said it better. It was literally emotionally and physically. Like, I was gonna say it. Oh God. Okay, here's tea. I was gonna say it last live stream, but I stopped myself. The last time Becky and I do I really want to say this? The last time Becky and I you know, was February 2018. So take that with what you will. So it's been years that I just literally felt like I wasn't even in a relationship.
So how does her ending the marriage break Amber's heart if she was not in love with her at the time that they were getting married? In this relationship, it just seems like Amber likes to belittle Becky a lot and just be straight up mean to her. And specifically, Becky would talk about this binge monster that Amber would turn into whenever she wanted to binge on food. She would get really, really mean.
And they think I should talk to you about like when like the binge monster comes, like you do everything in your power to help me, you know? I know. I know it gets scary. It's hard.
Get mean.
But I'm not like mean abusive.
You're not abusive, no, but you get mean and we've argued about it.
Yeah. Which is very common. I've talked to some people and but really like off a camera we should like trust me, I feel guilty for binging because it's not me when I'm binging. Like Becky has been there when I binge and she tries to help me. Sorry. And like I get mad. I got mad because obviously I don't drive and
I don't even know if this is something I want to be honest about, but it's like, I just get very angry if I don't get my way during a binge, and I feel like I'm being possessed by somebody because it's not who I am.
So it must be pretty serious if she's breaking down in a video about it, which this is something she could have just kept private and didn't have to record and talk about at all. But it wouldn't be Amberlynn Reid if she wasn't doing that. And then in one instance, there was a viewer that asked if she would ever cut her hair, if Amber would ever cut her hair short, because they thought it would look good. And it was Amber and Becky in this video. And by the way, Becky has short hair. Amber goes on to say that she doesn't like short hair and it makes bigger people look ugly.
So I get that question a lot, and people always tell me, you know, you'd look really good with short hair, but I feel like I disagree. I feel like people with rounder, fatter faces look bad with short hair because it makes their face look rounder and fatter.
She's literally saying this with Becky sitting right next to her, who has short hair. There was a period of time within Becky and Amber's relationship where Becky was taking some medicine that was altering her state of mind. She was going through some depression and she was put on some medicine, and it was clear that she was looking like she was under the influence. And people began to become worried because Amber was having Becky drive her to Walmart multiple times a week, because remember, Amber doesn't drive, and you could just see that something was different with Becky.
This is my 29th birthday, and I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember any of it. This is whenever I was on a depression medicine, a mood stabilizer, anxiety medicine. I was I was misdiagnosed with bipolar type 2 and was taking an array of medicine trying to figure out what's going on with me. And in turn, it pretty much turned me into a zombie. I don't remember anything about this. I don't know if you watched any of my ex's videos, but a lot of people knew how I was acting really weird. They thought, I mean, it's untelling what people thought, honestly. I was zombied out of my head, and I moved very slowly, but I absolutely look like crap, as you can see. I was not taking care of myself. Being forced out of bed was the only way I was living.
At the time when all this was unfolding, other YouTubers were even commenting on it, and one specifically, Michael B. Petty.
It smells really good.
Yeah. I have to agree. Oof.
There's something just so depressing about Becky. Like, she used to have so much more personality, and now it's gone. Like, it's just, she's so blah now. Like, what happened? She should not be driving. I'm going to just put that out there. I don't think she should be driving, especially with Amber in the car vlogging with no seatbelt on. She just doesn't seem there.
And then when the issue was brought up to Amber, she addressed it in a vlog saying this.
Should Becky be driving in her condition? So I know a lot of people care about Becky, and I know some people just like the entertainment of like, oh, what's wrong with Becky? Is she on benzos? Like, what? No. Becky is totally okay to drive. She's okay to cook. She's okay to do literally anything.
And of course she said that because she doesn't want the backlash, and also she wants to be able to use Becky whenever she wants. For example, in one vlog, Becky had a fever and Amber was saying that, oh, it's not that bad. Like, she knows Becky's body better than Becky. She was trying to get Becky to drive her to Walmart.
She has a sinus infection.
Low grade fever right now.
What is it?
I think it was 99.4.
I mean, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but usually it goes up from there.
Yeah. Okay.
I run normally at 97.
97 is your normal range?
Mm-hmm.
Do you take your medicine today? All of them? Good.
So as you can hear, she says it's not too bad. Like she's trying to downplay the situation. And then in the same video, she points the camera at some clothes that need to be folded and says that Becky's going to do it, while you can hear Becky in the background.
So that's what's going on. And Becky has a lot of clothes she has to put away, but y'all, she is not feeling good.
And so in one breath, she says that Becky has to put these clothes away, but also she's not feeling good at all. But she's still gonna have to put those clothes away. If it was me, I would be doing the laundry if someone else was sick. I don't have to be in a relationship with them. Even if I'm living with them, I'll do the laundry. If you're sick, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You're sick. And she was criticized for this too. One of the top comments says, Jesus, you're the most uncaring girlfriend. Becky's sick. She still has to put her own clothes away. She's got a high fever. Oh, well, that's not that high. Amber would also record Becky in the most unflattering angles possible.
Like your mottos. It's called your
God, dude, I would get so over my partner constantly shoving a camera in my face. It would get so fucking old. They're like the most unflattering shots of me too. Like it would just be, sometimes I wonder if like this is Amber's passive aggressive way of making Becky feel like shit by making her look like shit on camera. Like I honestly feel that way sometimes because I don't know. I wouldn't want to post this shit of my partner. Like, that's not a great angle of her. This isn't a great shot of her.
And it's clear that Amber didn't care about Becky's input or what she was asking of Amber, because Becky in a video asked Amber not to include something that Amber was recording, but she left it in there anyways.
Hey,
What are you doing?
something embarrassing.
What's embarrassing?
Just cut this out.
And at some point in their relationship, Becky's mom ended up getting cancer, to which it seemed a lot like Amber didn't really care. People were saying that all she cared about was making YouTube videos because she was money hungry. And there was even a leaked message from Becky's mom talking to Amber saying that she didn't care at all.
You have not once called me and said, Norma, I am so sorry that you have cancer. I am so sorry that you had to go through this. Not once have you ever said that to me. Not once.
And when Becky's mom passed away, they went to pick out headstones. And before they went, Amber was making TikToks. I'm not going to play the sound to this because there is copyright music behind these TikToks, but you can see her here making TikToks. Transforms, is wearing that outfit, right? Making more TikToks. She's wearing the same outfit in this video where they're going to pick out headstones. She doesn't look like she cares at all. When somebody you care about passes away, you're not going to be making TikToks before you go pick out their headstone, okay? And then Amber got uterine cancer. And according to the Amberlynn Reid wiki, many viewers have since come to the conclusion she lied about her diagnosis. This is fueled by secrecy surrounding her treatments, dishonesty about medical proceedings, Amberlynn's previous dishonesty, and Becky stating that Amberlynn had kept a huge secret from her. And once Amber got into another relationship, she would be asked on her Instagram, do you think your cancer journey would have been different if you were with your current girlfriend? And this is in the future when she has a different girlfriend. I would have went to the doctor sooner. I wouldn't have ever waited till I was bleeding to death to be rushed to the ER. And then they asked the follow-up question saying, are you insinuating that it's Becky's fault that you didn't go to the doctor sooner pre-cancer? Amber says she didn't seem concerned, which made it to where I was less concerned than I should have been. I'm pretty sure we talked about this on live stream, but she didn't even want to take me to the ER the night I was bleeding to death. She admits that it was wrong of her and I accepted her apology and I hold zero resentment. But my girlfriend now would have literally forced me into the gynecology office even if I was bleeding for more than 2 months, let alone almost 3 years. Sometimes your surroundings and environment play a big role in situations like this. Just remember to advocate for yourself, because I didn't until I finally did and it was almost too late. It's up to you to save yourself, no one else. In that post, she blames Becky, but at the same time, she's also saying that you have to take accountability, but she's not taking accountability, and she never does. She's always blaming whoever it is she's with for her problems. I mean, if we look at this, if she would have just gotten her license a long time ago and learned how to drive, then she could have just drove herself there too. Also, you can call 911 or tell your partner that it's super serious and we gotta go. But I don't know how the conversation went, so I don't know how Becky was acting in the situation. And Amber claimed that Becky didn't take this seriously, and when Becky was asked about it, she responded, A user asked, are you going to respond to Amber's claims that you didn't take her bleeding seriously? Becky says, everyone took it seriously. She didn't listen to any of us. She's the one who let fear get in the way. There's no making her do anything, not even her current partner. I'm tired of talking about her and I want to move on. That night she went to the ER. Yeah, at first I didn't take her seriously because everyone knows how she is. She herself said she has been a hypochondriac. As soon as I realized how bad it was, which was literally like 20 minutes after she even asked to go, I was all for it because it truly was the scariest thing to have witnessed what I did that night. If only she wouldn't have ignored people who actually cared about her. I have a handful and a half of people who also told her she needed to go to the gynecologist. So according to Becky, it was Amber that didn't really care. There was a time when Amber was having difficulty going live and she was getting a lot of anxiety. So she started to have Becky on as a co-host, and she said that she was paying Becky.
This is the most awkward live stream I've ever seen. Becky's in a weird headspace, but this is her job now.
I'm doing something.
Y'all, I pay her monthly now.
I'm doing something.
I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of her. It is what it is. She helped me with this. Like, honestly, hands down, if it wasn't for Becky, I don't know if I could continue live streams. Like, she honestly helps me. Like, it feels like a comfort thing too. And I don't get as much anxiety, and I'm able to like take breaths and like, so she helps me a lot and she deserves to be paid.
But it was alleged that she was only paying Becky $300 out of the $8,000 that she earned from just live streams. This doesn't include her YouTube videos. It was just live streams, $8,000 a month. And remember Amber's dog, Twinkie Star? Well, when she was living with Becky, Twinkie Star started to not feel so good. Amber would go on to say that she couldn't take him to the vet right now because it was Sunday and there wasn't a 24-hour vet where she lived.
Today has been kind of a hard morning at the beginning because I noticed Twinkie was acting different last night. And it was just like little tiny things. Like, usually when I come home, she'll like jump on me. She likes to jump on the couch and jump onto our bed and stuff like that. And I realized she wasn't doing those things. And what got me really worried is, you guys know how my bed is on the floor. Twinkie wouldn't even jump on that. She went up it like super slow. And then once she got on the bed, she couldn't really walk. And I literally sat there bawling my eyes out because she was in so much pain that she was shaking. So we don't really have like any 24-hour vet places, which is kind of dumb in my opinion, because you never know what's going to happen at freaking 3 a.m. So tomorrow, since it's Monday, I need to call a vet, and it's like an emergency because Twinkie's in horrible pain. I don't know if it's like her joints. I don't know if she, like, while we weren't home, she like jumped off the couch wrong, or like anything could be happening. And I'm like terrified because like seeing her in pain, I've cried too much about it, but I'm just like really worried, and I hope there's something that the vet could say to make me feel better.
But some people found out that she did have a 24-hour vet near her, and instead of taking Twinkie to the vet, she went out to eat and to Walmart.
I don't know. I'm just gonna get it. And I'm also gonna get Twinkie some treats, some joint pain treats or whatever.
Little restaurant, Chili's. How'd you like the chips and salsa? Yeah, we ate them real good.
Now, Becky and Destiny have both since went on to make videos about Amber, discussing how their situations with her were, how they viewed how it all went. And if you want me to do a deeper dive into those, let me know in the comments down below. Not too long after Amber and Becky breaking up, of course, Amber found somebody else named Wifey.
Did you immediately move on to Wifey after the breakup? No. She messaged me randomly, and we just like talked as friends, and all of a sudden, you know how those things go. What did she message when you met Wifey? She said, she said, "Hey, future wife." And I said, "Ha, funny." And then from that point on, we just became friends.
Eventually, Wifey flies out to meet Amber, and Amber's still living with Becky at this time. So now it's Amber, Becky, and Wifey, and Wifey stays there all the way up until they break up. Spoiler alert. But Amber never shows Wifey's face on these vlogs, and when she does appear on Amber's vlogs, all you see is her hands. To which in their vlogs, they would sometimes be inappropriate towards each other.
This is my girlfriend, baby. Okay, so it's time for the weigh-in. It is January 20th.
And of course, when they did break up, Amber posted a video talking about it.
Hello. So I don't know if I'm gonna regret this, but I don't know, it's like a little video diary. But Feline and I have broken up. It was mutual.
And she says it was a mutual decision, but later on it was revealed that it wasn't. Amber did not want to break up with her at all. Amber then went on to date somebody named Valentine. Well, that was their nickname because she didn't want to reveal their real name.
Valentine. A lot of people are like, oh my God, is she like moving too quick? No, this is actually just something new that I decided to tell you guys about. I have been talking to her for almost 6 months now. So we've been in each other's lives for half of a year.
Valentine was expected to move in with Amber around August 1st, but there turned out to be a lot of drama that went down between Valentine and Valentine's wife. Yeah, Valentine had a wife.
Sad about something, and a lot of you definitely have guessed it. God. I have an easier time admitting when like I something up versus like the person that I was in love with fucking it up. So it's like I just don't even want to like go there, discuss it, talk about it, because it's just like a lot. And I don't know, it's just easier to keep things like this off a line, but like so many of you have guessed it, and I'm just going to keep hurting privately, and I'm just gonna let it stay that way.
Valentine and the wife of Valentine went on a live stream and they explained that they were just trolling the whole time and that Amber knew that Valentine had a wife the whole time as well. And then it didn't take too much long after that for her to fall into another relationship. And this love interest and the current love interest till this day is named Tommy. And Amber would upload a video saying, I met my long distance girlfriend for the first time. And this was just 2 months ago.
Okay guys, so there's something that I want to tell you about. I know it's like really soon and sudden. Like I understand that, but timelines are not a thing, and you guys know that with me. Like you could know someone for years and years and not feel super close to them, and then know someone for like a couple days and instantly feel like a super strong connection. You guys, I feel thoroughly so happy right now. I have a girlfriend. Yes, I do. And we are in a long distance relationship. I want to just like share this side of me. I'm not a secret, and I feel special. I feel loved, I feel important, I feel like a priority. Like those aren't feelings that I've felt for a very long time. Like I feel genuinely seen, like as a person. We will be meeting in person literally before this month is even over. Like plane ticket bought, like all planned out. And I am thoroughly so excited.
And it was discovered that Tommy 3 months prior had a girlfriend that weighed 900 pounds who passed away. And the narrative that was going around was that Tommy was a feeder and people were worried for Amber's safety. And this caused them to break up.
Don't even know what to say, but like you guys don't know the full story at all. But because of this, me and now my ex, we are not together anymore. And this has left her like debilitated. Like literally, like her mental health has gone down so much. Like she's literally one of the greatest people, and it's like to see people say things that are not true at all, like it's not surprising.
This video was posted 3 days ago, and from what it seems, they're living happily ever after together right now. So this was me going in depth over 11 years worth of relationships and situations to do with Amber. I didn't cover every single thing, but I did cover the things that I thought were important. And there are some things I could have went into more detail on. And if there's any topic within this that you want to see me go more in depth to, just let me know in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.